What's up guys, it's Nicole, also known as Nikki Vegan, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you my Friday night routine. You might be wondering what a Friday night routine is because I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but it's something that I've been doing ever since quarantine and lockdown, just because I was feeling like my days were kind of running together and there was just a lot of monotony and sameness. There wasn't really a differentiation between my weekday and my weekend, and so I wanted to create a little space in my week just to kind of punctuate the week and give me something to look forward to. As silly as that sounds, I think having something to look forward to can be so good for the soul and just mentally really relaxing, because I feel like throughout the week it helps me be a little more productive because I feel like I'm working towards my nice Friday night routine, and then it kind of helps carry me into the weekend with just a different mindset. So it's more mental than anything else, and I definitely don't do this every Friday, but I have found that it's been really fun to kind of plan what movie I want to watch and what meal I want to make, and just to know that no matter what, there's going to be time for me. So I really hope that this gives you some good ideas, and let's get started. Some of the work I was wrapping up on this Friday afternoon involved doing 2 interviews for the Vegan View. One was with Mississippi Vegan, one was with Baby by Chickpeas. They were both really fun. And then I just had some email and some admin work to do on the computer after that. But one thing that's really helpful for me, and if any of you guys are working from home, this might be a good tip too, it's to set an end of work time that's concrete, because otherwise you're going to keep doing like one more email, one more thing, this, that, and then it's going to be super late and you'll never really have enough time to fully enjoy your evening. So on Friday nights, I have a hard end time and I try to stick to it. All right, so I'm officially done with work now, and I've closed my computer, I'm done for the day. And one thing that I like to do to kind of mark the end of a day and just kind of signal to my brain that it's time to relax and unwind is to go on a walk, because one, I feel like just getting a kind of a change of pace, a change of environment is just really nice, but also the sun doesn't set until way later in the day now, so it's nice to kind of get those last few minutes of sunlight. And also right now, LA is just, there's just flowers absolutely everywhere, and it's really beautiful. So I try to go and just do a leisurely walk, just like a gentle, it's not even a workout, it's just getting a little bit of movement, because I don't know if you guys can relate, but when I am working at my desk, I do not have great posture. I try, but I don't have great posture. So I'm always like hunched at my desk, and I feel like by the end of the day, my body just feels like it is the shape of a chair, which I've said in videos before, but it's true. I just feel like, you know, and it feels really nice to just go on a walk and stretch out and chill. And then when I get back, it feels like, okay, now the evening really begins. And this is a time I look forward to all week long. I've been on a walk, I open the windows, I light a candle, I pour myself a big glass of water to rehydrate, and then I pour myself a big glass of wine. And recently I've been loving this Sauvignon Blanc from Thrive Market, and I actually teamed up with them to show you how you can get clean vegan wines on Thrive Market shipped to your house in recyclable packaging. This is a Sauvignon Blanc that I've been loving. I ordered 6 of these. You can do bundle deals on the website, but this one is so good, and especially now that the weather is kind of getting warmer, I love having a nice cold glass of wine before I start cooking dinner. All of the wines you'll find on Thrive are from low-impact organic and biodynamic vineyards. They're curated by a sommelier, so you can actually read about the wine and get kind of an idea of the flavor profile before you buy, just by checking out the website. And the bottles range between $12 to $18, and they are so good. I've tried many of them, and I really, really love that you can just click the vegan filter and all of the vegan options pop up, and it makes it really, really easy. Sauvignon Blanc is generally pretty dry. It's very acidic. It tends to have more tropical fruit notes, so it'll have you know, kind of pineapple, mango. Sometimes it'll have stone fruit flavors, green apple, really tart and bright, but it's not sweet. It's like very crisp and dry and acidic, but fresh, and that's what I really like about it. If you guys like red wine and you like Malbec, I tried this one, I'll put a picture right here, and I really liked it. Malbecs tend to be kind of jammy and a little bit softer, they're not too tannic, and they're really good with savory food obviously, but also with chocolate. So if you like dark chocolate and you want to have a red wine to pair with that, I definitely recommend checking them out. Also, the wine box that I got came with this really cool wine cheat sheet, and it has a little check mark next to the foods that it goes with. So if you're kind of struggling with what to pair your wine with, then you can just check the little cheat sheet. So I thought that was really cool, and definitely Malbec and dark chocolate is a great combo. So I will put some of my favorite wines that I've tried from Thrive in the description box below, and again, that's where you'll find the link. So I'm gonna get some wine, I'm gonna change into comfy clothes, and then I'm gonna get cooking some baked ziti, and I'm so excited. All right, so this is my recipe for vegan baked ziti. It could not be easier, and I'm gonna show you how to make a homemade marinara sauce, but you can definitely use jarred tomato sauce if you prefer. The recipe is gonna be in the description box below, but I do recommend, especially if you're making this on a weekend when you have a little bit more time, to think of it as a cozy activity. Even though it's a simple, easy recipe, it's nice to kind of have your wine, put a podcast on. I like to have the windows open. I've got my candles going. It just is a whole kind of cozy experience, and that's why it's a part of my Friday night routine, because all week long I'm usually eating, leftovers, or I'm eating easy meals. Maybe I reheat something that was frozen, but at least once a week I really do try to make myself something that feels like a proper meal, that is complete and feels homey. Even though right now in lockdown I'm currently only cooking for myself, I still like to do this because it just feels good for the soul. So for the basis of my marinara sauce, I just go ahead and I saute onions and carrots. Then I add a little bit of garlic, and I let this cook for about 5 to 10 minutes. You really don't want to rush this process because this is where the basis of the flavor happens. So I'll let that cook until it is fragrant and really soft, and then I'll go ahead and add tomato paste for some depth of flavor, a bit of dried oregano, sea salt, and fennel seeds. So I love fennel seeds, and these are so versatile, but I really love them in anything that kind of has an Italian twist to it. My favorite way to eat sauteed greens is with fennel seeds, garlic, and a little bit of salt and pepper. Fennel and garlic are the two really prominent flavors that you get when you eat sausage, Italian sausage. So even the vegan sausages that I love, of course, are seasoned the same way as traditional. So they have that same really great savory sausagey flavor. And so I love adding fennel seeds and garlic to my tomato sauces as well, just because they give it that kind of Italian meat sauce flavor, and it just adds an extra little component that is so flavorful. Then I add in 1 large can of San Marzano tomatoes. You can use any kind of tomatoes you like, but I think San Marzanos have an incredible flavor. And then you're just gonna blend it until it's nice and smooth and resembles a marinara sauce. Then I let that simmer, and I go ahead and cook my noodles. And for baked ziti, I love using rigatoni. So I'm just putting this vegan mozzarella and vegan Parmesan into a blender just so I can pulse it a couple times just to make it a bit smaller. That way it will melt a little bit easier and kind of just get like gooier on top, which is what we want. I don't really blend the cheese as much as I just pulse it a few times until it turns into the consistency of grated Parmesan, and then I actually pop it in the refrigerator until I'm ready to use it. And in the meantime, I went ahead and I made my tofu ricotta. This is such a simple recipe. It is linked down below, but it's literally just tofu with spices, some nutritional yeast, and olive oil, and it turns into the creamiest, most delicious ricotta that happens to add quite a bit of nutrition to the dish as well. It's going to add protein and iron and just make it a more complete, satiating meal, but it really just tastes like a cheesy, creamy noodle dish. So it really is a perfect kind of cozy dinner that happens to be pretty healthy. So what I like to do is to toss the noodles in some of the sauce first. That way every single noodle has lots of that flavorful sauce on it. And then I'll put about half of the noodles into a casserole dish and ladle a little bit more sauce on top. Then, kind of similar to a lasagna, I'm going to go ahead and take the ricotta. I like to dollop it on pretty generously and then spread it out, but it doesn't have to be a perfect thin layer. It's actually better if it's thinner in parts and thicker in other parts. And then you're just going to add a little bit more pasta on top. And again, just more sauce and then more ricotta and more cheese, and that's it. It's really easy, and especially on top I like to make sure that I have a lot of that Parmesan and mozzarella mixture, because that is the part that's going to get nice and crispy and golden brown in the oven. When the ziti was ready, I went ahead and I just turned the oven off and I let it kind of sit on top of the stove. It's gonna stay nice and warm, but I actually find that if it sits for 5 or 10 minutes, it kind of holds up a little bit better. It's easier to serve and it's not too hot. So in the meantime, I go ahead and I wash my face. One of my biggest tips for enjoying your evening is to wash your face before you get tired, especially if you have makeup on, because otherwise you're gonna watch a movie and be all relaxed, be super tired, and then you're not going to want to wash your face. You might even fall asleep with your makeup on, and then you're going to wake up feeling dry and crusty, and nobody wants that. If you look to social media for self-care tips and you watch other people's routine videos, evening routines or morning routines, it can be easy to think that your night has to be productive somehow, like your self-care routine has to be productive because you will want to do a face mask, you'll want to get a workout in, you'll want to take a bubble bath and clean and organize your closet and make yourself a homemade meal and catch up with your friends on the phone and watch a movie and all of these things, which can be really fun. But if you feel like you have to do all of that in order to have a quote-unquote evening routine, you're going to be exhausted and you're not going to want to do any of those things and they're not going to make you feel good. The whole point of me creating my Friday night routine is so that I have a space and time in the week that I can look forward to. I get really excited about planning what I'm going to eat and what I'm going to watch, and I only do a few things, but they all make me feel really good. So you guys might have a completely different routine that looks very different than what mine does. Maybe you don't make dinner, maybe you have a Saturday afternoon dance party that you look forward to, or a Sunday morning brunch where you read and you make yourself a special breakfast. But whatever it is, I hope that you will find time in the week or in the month that you can really set aside to do something that feels good to you. Especially now, I think it's more important than ever just to have some cozy time that makes you feel homey and grounded and isn't about being productive. It's about what really genuinely feels good to you. So take some time and reflect on what that may be. If you already have a routine like this, I would love to know what it is in the comments, so definitely leave that in the comments below. Or if after watching this video you're inspired to create an all new routine, I would love to know about that as well. So leave that in the comments. Make sure you check out the description box because there will be a link to Try Thrive Market, as well as the baked ziti recipe and some more info from stuff that you saw in the video, including some wine recommendations. So check that out. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys in a video very soon.